Good morning. You know what? Am I on the wrong Wi-Fi again? We're going to restart this in a sec. Okay, I think I'm back. I need to just make like a setup list for this so that I always remember to check I'm on the good Wi-Fi because you deserve a great playback. And for whatever reason, I don't know why Comcast has like a bad Wi-Fi and a good Wi-Fi, but they do. So, hello, good morning. As always, and I can say as always because this is like week 4 or 5 of doing live streams now, which is exciting. As always, welcome, good morning if you're here in real time, and welcome and good morning or afternoon or evening or whatever if you're watching this after the fact. Very excited to have you watching the recorded stream as well. That's exciting. So we already have a couple people chilling in the chat, which is super cool. So I'm gonna pop them up and say thanks for being here. We already have questions, but we will get to those. So we got Deep Graphics in the chat, Oshada. It looks like you are the same person because you're asking the same question. So that's a little questionable. We got, 3U. I've seen your comments. Thank you for being here. And I am doing well. So thank you. I hope you are also doing well. And we've got Wachansa Sankem. I need to just make this window bigger. It's too small to read. Hello. How are you? Glad you're here. It's exciting. Israel SS says, hi, Carrie. Hope everything is going well with you. And it really is. It really is. Last night, I went axe throwing with, it was me and my husband, my brother, his wife, and another couple. And if you would assume that me is not the most athletic and coordinated person, you would be right. But actually, axe throwing is my secret talent, and I totally blew everyone out of the water. And I think I won every single game that we did for ourselves. And axe throwing, secretly my jam. So I'm a little bit sore today for whatever reason. And being 7 months pregnant and killing it at the axe game was like highlight of my life. July 5th, good morning again. I'm so glad you're here again. Thanks for being here. AJ Sharma says, thanks for the live. Currently, the plan is every Sunday, 9 a.m. PST, I will be here. Hello from Portugal, says Laura. I am doing well, thank you. Kana Gaming, hello. We've got Sadarawan. Hello again. You were here last week, I'm pretty sure. We'll get to Yusuf in a sec. By the way, last week you mentioned Fiverr Talks. I became subscribed to his channel. Oh, cool. I'm glad I could pitch you his username and that's helpful for you. We got a question we'll get to. Hello from Poland. I don't think we've had a Polish person in the chat yet. Cool. I'll go back to Yusuf. I enjoy your comments. Let's just say that. He says, fun copywriter fact of the day. Every sea in Pacific Ocean is pronounced differently. Pacific Ocean. Whoa. That's it. That is a very exciting fact. One little fun fact, it's not really a fun fact, but I was just thinking yesterday that this is so stupid. I don't even know if it's going to make sense when I say it out loud. So you know how you write, a or an versus if the next word is a vowel. And if you write an acronym after that, that the a and an is based on how you pronounce it, not how you say it. So like, you would say it's a UK brand, even though it should be like an UK brand because you say you like a Y. There was another example that I can't remember it now, but that I thought of yesterday that it was like only based on like hopefully not a regional dialect. Hopefully it's not how I would say the acronym. Hopefully it's not that. But I think that's interesting of how you say an acronym and how you pronounce those individual letters, which might not be the same as how you would technically say the letters. Don't know if that made sense. That was what was going through my brain yesterday. Let's see. Oh, we got another hello to say. We got Sakim from Sitral, Pakistan. Very cool. If you want to spell my name right, I don't really care. It doesn't really matter. But it is Carrie. Not a Y. I get lots of Ys. Oh, I said your name right. Yes. I'm always guessing. And I'm sure I'm always wrong. So nice. And thanks for staying up in Thailand. That's very cool. Clue says, axe throwing sounds so fun. I'm glad you're doing cool with the bean in the oven. Yeah, axe throwing was super fun. And I kind of compare it to Top Golf. If anyone in the US knows Top Golf, if you're not from the US, it's just, I assume this is a worldwide thing. It's like layers. So what are they called? Floors of a building. And they're all open. And there's these bays where you shoot golf balls. See, this is how sporty I am. You don't shoot golf balls. I'm sure you hit golf balls. And so you hit golf balls on your thing and it goes out into this massive field that it has this like super cool ball tracking technology. And it'll like show you exactly how far your specific ball went. And like I said, there's floors of people all hitting balls at the same time. And so you're like aiming for stuff, whatever. Okay. Not a good explanation. And when I did that, literally it was like almost not even fun how bad I was. Because no matter what, it was just like, can I hit the ball? Can I get like past the first, section of virtual tracking? It was not fun. So the fact that axe throwing actually turned out like a hit for me and was really good was like so surprising and like a win for me because I'm not athletic at all. Wayne, what is up? You are my first lovely super chat of the day. We got $10 from Wayne. Thank you so much for the donation. That's really exciting. And glad you're here. Happy to have you in the chat. Excuse me. But also thank you for the super chat. It's so exciting. All right. AJ says, I'm Axe Carrie, the new Marvel superhero. Yes. And again, 7 months pregnant. Like, I'm killing everybody. I kept saying like, it's really, my little boy's like energy is helping me out with this. Cause normally I would not have that kind of axe throwing energy myself. Michaela Rickards is here again. Hello. Good to see you again. We got Israel from Brazil. Michaela's in London. We got that question again. I will get to it, I swear. Do you need a skill to fire? To fire golf balls or to Fiverr? Do you need a skill to be on Fiverr? Yes, you need a skill to be on Fiverr. You are selling a skill. You are selling a service. That would be like trying to open a store and not selling a product. It's the same thing. And let's see, how much am I missing? Yeah, Yusuf Wayne is the GOAT. He's great. Okay, I swore I was going to get to this question. It's going to be a quick answer. Here we go. All right, Deep Graphics / Oshada, which I'm pretty sure they're the same person because we got 2 questions that are the same. Hello. I'm a physio editor on Fiverr level 2, and now all my gigs are deranked, even not showing on the last page, getting only 40 impressions per day. Can you please give a solution? So every single week I've got this like, oh my God, my gigs are deranked question. I'm going to say the horrible truth, which is number 1, there's a very, very real chance you got bad feedback, either a public bad review or private feedback, even if like people weren't so unhappy with you that they were willing to roast you publicly, even if they gave you bad internal feedback. That is one of the worst things that can happen because obviously the site wants to promote people who are being successful. I say this every week. This is not like the platform's fault. They're not like blackballing or what's that called? Blacklisting you on purpose. They're not destroying your business. But the truth is, if you're not doing a good job, you're not going to be promoted. Like that's just real life. Second thing is that perhaps you have had some kind of site change. This is hard to explain. So let's say perhaps you are, for example, in the video spokesperson category. I know that's not what you said, but just for this example, a couple of years ago, they made a change to TOS, to terms of service, to try to stop people from selling paid reviews because there was like a legal implication there. And so they made no like scripted spokesperson videos where you were like being a reviewer or you were pretending to be part of the company, I think was like the other thing that they were trying to get rid of. And so all of a sudden, a lot of video spokesperson people who are kind of in this like high risk kind of flagged category, or like they had to play by a new set of rules all of a sudden, is kind of what happened. And so that was really tumultuous for a lot of them to kind of navigate how to reset your gigs, how to reset your metadata. So you made sure that you weren't in this like kind of shadow banned restricted section of services that are no longer allowed, and they can continue to be successful in what they're doing within the terms of service. So there's a not good but small chance to just be aware that there might be some change behind the scenes with how Fiverr is running the platform, and that if you are in that kind of like high risk category, or that some change has affected you, that now they're trying to not get people to search for those keywords, or they're not trying to get gigs to show up in those keywords because probably, you know, legally for some reason it's not a good thing for the platform. Does that make sense? So just be aware of that. It would be definitely worth changing up your SEO strategy. It would be definitely worth reassessing, you know, your metadata, your description, making sure that your services are accurate and relevant to what people need now, and that it's not kind of phased out time-wise and it's no longer relevant. The best absolute way to do this, I'm going to pitch myself every single time because this is the real answer here, is to advise with me one-on-one. I can't tell you specifically from that generic question what's going on, but if we advise and consult one-on-one, then I absolutely can. So in a quick little nutshell, a consultation with me, your strategy assessment, the basic package is just written feedback. I'll go through your profile. I'll look at everything you're doing, and I will suggest personalized things, personalized suggestions, not just links to videos, not just general advice, but actually for you. And then the upper packages also include a video call with me. So I'll actually explain everything. We'll talk about it. You can ask me questions, all that stuff. But again, I can't, besides giving like hypotheticals like that, I can't tell you exactly just because there's too many other things going on. Israel asked, I've noticed that among YouTubers who discuss freelancing, there seems to be a consensus about offering services in a specific niche. What are your thoughts about it? Brazilian writer. Yeah, I think that, oh wait, we got another super chat. Are you kidding? Yay, Clue. Thank you for your $2 super chat. That is so exciting. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Dion, what's up? Okay, we will come back to your question, I swear. But these people gave me super chats, so I'm sorry, but they get to skip the line, and I guess I'm not sorry about that. Dion says, hey, Carrie, can you talk about the course you made on Fiverr Learn? Would you say it's profitable? Was it worth your time? And thank you for the live stream. Yes. So first, here's the link. Carrieblogger course. Let me see if I can pop this up as well. Okay. So yes, I made a course on Fiverr Learn, and I was one of the earlier courses. I don't remember how long it's been up even. Yes, I do. I think it was like the very start of the pandemic. Isn't it crazy that like for almost 2 years now, people, or at least me, monitor our time according to like how long we've been in the pandemic? It's like, oh yeah, I did that. It was like first wave reopening. So that must have been November. Like that's insane. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure I made the course in April or May. I think my husband was home because he's a teacher. And so they were out of school at the time. Okay, I've got the link here. And they reached out to me directly. I have some Fiverr contacts. I mean, obviously, like I'm a pro top rated seller. Like I've been on the platform forever. So I've got some hookups or connections or whatever. So they reached out to me to create the course, and it was my choice of topic, my choice of lessons. I wrote the whole course. Everything is from me. Everything is from my business perspective of what I really think works. Some things I don't have control over is once it got published, they handle all of the marketing. They're handling pricing. They're handling all of that. So like it kind of is out of my hands at this point. And it was a no upfront payment. So it was like investing, oh, my hair fell on my bun. I was investing my own time to then hopefully get some passive income down the road, which is the goal of, pretty much every online course. And let's see how much. I think it was an 80-20 split was the original contract that was proposed to me, and the opposite of Fiverr. So Fiverr Learn kept 80% of the course proceeds or profits, and I would have gotten 20%. But that agreement was assuming that Fiverr was going to hire a production team to do the filming for me. And because I have this set up and because I am a go-getter, I was like, I can do that myself. I can film it. And so I negotiated with them, like the business babe I am, I don't know, whatever, that I changed my revenue share to a 70-30. So now I get 30% of the proceeds, profits. And they did edit it for me still, which is nice because they had like a very specific editing style that they wanted to maintain. Wow, I can't talk and look for stuff at the same time. So I get paid quarterly for that. I don't know why I'm going so in depth, but you did a super chat, so you're getting the whole answer. Let's see, was this last year or this year? This year. So again, I get paid quarterly, and I have this like my finances are like tracked and it all makes sense to me, but it's a little messy if you were trying to look through this. So I make between 400 to 550 per quarter, which I don't even know. I can't add that up myself. Let's see how much I've made this year on it. Okay, so in the past 4 quarters, I've made $2,000 with that course, which, yeah, it's not like that's not going to sustain me. That's not going to be my profitability, but in terms of just passive income for having done something once, that I'm really proud of. I'm happy to share. I'm happy to suggest because I think it really is valuable. And just, oh my God. Yeah. So $2,000 for having done something in the past that continues to be profitable, that I don't have to manage, that I can just pitch people to. The other thing is with Fiverr affiliates, then when I send you a link, or if you click the link in my, video description, that's an affiliate link, which is marked for FTC or whatever guidelines, that I can also get a little bit of extra income from Fiverr affiliates. It's not much, but just a couple extra pennies to, because I brought the traffic and it's my course, then I get, rewarded on both sides. Okay, Dion. Jeez, did that answer your question? I hope so. Let's go back to our comments here. I said I was going to get back to this question. Okay. A niche. Yes. A niche is always a good idea because, as I mentioned in videos, you want to make sure that you're in a small enough section of the internet, the platform, social media, whatever, that people can find you, because there's always going to be bigger names than you. There's always going to be bigger audiences. And there's just only so much real estate available in the top search slot in the first page, And so having a smaller niche gives you more weight, impact, visibility, all that stuff, And so having a smaller niche is ideal for search success. And it also, I think, just makes you like have more clarity, have more focus, especially if you're starting out. And again, if you're starting out, it's a really easy way to kind of weave in what you are most good at or what your experience is. That if you just do broad stuff, I think, can lose sight of what your focus is or what you're doing or what you love. And I have not taken this approach. So like, if you're saying, Carrie, you're such a hypocrite, like you just sell blogs, I'll write any emails. Like, yeah, I do. And that's a privilege because I have so much visibility and I have so much like weight or clout or whatever. It's also a choice on purpose for me because I really enjoy that kind of work. I enjoy so much that every single day is different and that I get to work with all sorts of different clients and companies and projects. Like literally, my joke to people is always like, think of the most random thing that you can. You should do this in chat right now. I will get to it. Think of the most random thing you can, product, service, whatever topic. And I probably have written for it, which I think is so fascinating. And it's hard even to think of like a random thing. Like I would not be able to come up with the list of things I have written for over the years, but people come to me and they are in these industries that I've never even heard of. And I think it's so exciting and fascinating for me to be able to dive into that, research it, and just turn it into this like discovery. So for me, that's really important in my business. And again, it's a privilege that I have, but I don't think strategy-wise that it's a good idea for most people. We got another dumb question from Yusef. What brand of coffee machine do you recommend to become a pro copywriter? A Xerox, HP, Epson. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. Or Rico. Well, let's say I do currently have an HP over there on my floor. It is not a good printer. Or copier. It's not a good copy machine for following the joke. I got it as like a gift when I went to college, and I've hated it ever since I got it, and I've never gotten a new one. So, oh, Kayla, I'm so sorry. I did this last time too, I think. Kayla, I'm pretty sure we already went through this and I forgot. Kayla wants to say, just wanted to say thanks for all the helpful info you give. It's always super helpful. I'm so glad to hear that. And genuinely, thank you for the super chat. Like that just makes my day and it's really exciting. Yoav, oh wait, let's see. Did anyone say it? No, I don't have any. I'm telling you, this is your time to engage with me here. Tell me your guess of a super, super random thing that you think I have not written for. A super, super random product online, a super, super random service, a super, super random blog post topic. And I want you to put that in the chat and I want you to guess and see if I have or have not written for it. That's the challenge for you. Go ahead at your leisure. I will get to it. Okay, Yoav says, I'm going to be a level 1 seller in 15 days at the next evaluation period. Do you think I might get the Fiverr's Choice badge together with the level 1 seller title? So I talked about this last week because it's a really common question and it's not something that Fiverr explains well. And I honestly might be wrong. There's a chance of that, but I don't think I am. So the Fiverr's Choice thing is a revolving door. It's not permanent. It just is, I'm pretty sure, based on algorithm stuff. And it automatically pops up. They're just trying to add more differentiation in search and help to kind of like pinpoint, highlight, whatever, to get more visibility for more people. So yeah, Fiverr Choice is not something you earn forever. It is not something that sticks around. It totally is random in a sense. I mean, like it's random to me when I get the notification, this order was a Fiverr's Choice. Make sure to deliver great work for your clients. Like, okay, well, I was going to deliver great work anyway. That's irregardless of the fact that, or regardless, did I just sound like a dumbass? Regardless of the fact that they ordered because it said Fiverr's Choice on search. And it's not always there for the same gig. It doesn't really matter to me. And so don't put all your eggs in your basket for that. All right, we have a question or a thing. Kirkland says climbing shoes. Yes, I definitely have written for climbing shoes and climbing chalk and climbing. There was like a fancy like coat thing I wrote for once that had fancy technical apparel-y stuff in it. That was really interesting. One of my most random blog posts I've written for is certified metal buildings, like metal garages. So that's my guess for you. Certified metal. I don't know what certified metal is, but I have written for, what are they called? I don't know, prefab buildings. That's not, I don't think the right name, but it's basically those giant metal warehouse things. They're like called pole barns if they're not metal. I can't remember what they're called, but essentially it's like a kit or whatever. So you just like set the size of the building and they come with the giant sheet metal things and they just like prop it up super fast. I wish I could remember what they're called because it has a very specific name. But yes, I have written for industrial metal building construction site things. Instant Noodle. I have not written for the company Instant Noodle. That would be sick though. I have written for Italian noodles. There was a like a super fancy gourmet Italian noodle company that was doing like gourmet food shipping internationally thing. I am going to pause you, my friend, because you are commenting the same thing over and over. And I do see you, but be chill. Prefab. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's like a prefab building, certified for most townships, like a smaller garage, little past certifications. Instantly. Or did I just say instantly? Interesting. Wow. Yeah. So I think that I've written for everything. It's actually just crazy. Let's see. I missed a question up here. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it kind of does, but if I miss it again, sorry. Saif said, why don't you start your own blog, which can make more money than just freelancing? Because make more money is questionable. Do I really think that I can make a blog that would make $125,000 a year? I don't, to be honest. I don't think that it would make that much money. That seems like a lot. And also, I don't want my business to look like that. I enjoy blog writing, and I have had my own blog, and I like, it's not a blog, but this is kind of like that kind of project. But I don't want to do that. That's not how I want my business to look. And I also definitely don't think that I could make that much money as much as I do right now. And I love what I do. Israel is following up. Oops, sorry. They were saying, before becoming a freelancer, I graduated in IT and worked as a programmer. So I think the natural path would be to focus on technical content. But after 5 years as working as a freelancer without a focus on a specific niche, there is some fear. Yeah, that's true. But again, think about, what you specialize in, what like talent you bring to the table that you can offer to clients that other people might not. That's a really good conversion strategy. And that's also just a way to feel more confident in the work that you're delivering. And so again, for me, one of my confidences, my strengths is being able to become an instant expert in things, and not like an instant expert. I'm not obviously I can even remember what prefab buildings were called. I'm not an expert in prefab buildings, but I have a talent for quickly researching, quickly like assimilating into a topic area and learning just enough to know what I don't know, figure out what I don't know, research it, learn about it, and then synthesize and explain it for other people who may or may not also be experts on the topic. Like that's something I'm really good at. And if IT stuff, programming, whatever, I'm not an expert in that for sure. If that's what your talent is and that's what you can bring to the table and feel really, really confident about, then like, hell yeah, do that, because it's just going to make your work so much more confident and fit you much better. Happy to see you live, says Kirkland. I was curious. I saw your Fiverr profile and was just wondering what the meaning behind KW in your gig is. Yeah, so it's just KW is keywords. Same thing. July answered for me. How do you avoid plagiarism? Obviously, we're not experts on every topic and we'll need help from outside sources. So yeah, like I just said, with researching stuff, I'm researching information. I'm researching facts, ideas. That's not plagiarism. The fact that you have a fact that you are repeating the same fact or truth as someone else is not plagiarism. In doing so, I'm reading what someone else has said. I'm taking the fact again, and then I write that fact in my own words, in my own voice, and in terms of how the brand or client or project or whatever needs it to be worked in. And so a lot of people, I think, take that research side of things and they're just like copying whole sentences, whole paragraphs, whole ideas. And then they try to just like take a couple words out and switch it to avoid plagiarism, which is just like an awful strategy because it's not your voice. It's not consistent. It's not cohesive. And so, yeah, that's absolutely not my strategy, because I'm researching facts and then I write those facts. So plagiarism is never a problem for me because everything I write is original content, and that's what it should be if you are selling your services as a writer. Oops, wrong thing. I'm at work trying to be incognito and going instantly made me laugh. Sorry, Kayla. I don't mean to get you in trouble with your boss. What's your opinion on Fiverr Seller Plus? Is it worth it? Do you actually use it? Akib asked. I mentioned this last week because I'm going to keep saying, well, I mentioned this last week. I hate it. I really hate it. I went on a little bit of a rant last week about I really, really am disappointed with how money grabby Fiverr is being right now. And this has started several years ago. As soon as they put in the buyer fees on top of the seller commission that they take, I was like, this is a bad track. Like, and they were preparing to go public as a company, and I understand that they're not even technically profitable, although I'm pretty sure there's some like questionable gray area about like profitability for a public company in terms of just like if your CEO gets paid more, then that's not profit. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure though. Anyway, I'm not going on a whole conspiracy right here, but I feel like since that moment in time a couple years ago, there has been a clear shift of they're a profit platform, absolutely no question. And so all of these different programs and incentives are like so not seller focused. It's just paywall gatekeeping. What's that called? A payment. It's called a payment wall, right? It's behind a payment wall. Yeah. And so I am part of the Seller Plus program because I basically had free access to some of those features for years as a top rated seller, which felt like something I had earned. Like the platform makes a lot of money on me. It felt pretty darn relevant or like well earned that I had an email of one person at Fiverr who I could email if I had a problem. Like that did not seem like too much to ask, you know? And so when I lost access to my success manager, who again, I don't use him a lot. Like I just only do if there's like an actual problem that I need a real person for. Anyway, now that they've like created more analytics for you, that is again behind that paywall, it's only accessible for Seller Plus. I don't use those analytics very much because I'm not tweaking my analytics. I'm not like staring at my statistics all the time. I'm focusing on clients. I'm focusing on doing the work that I want to do and doing it really well. So if you are a new seller who needs that analytics stuff, it might be worth it. If you're a new seller who wants access to like the webinars that they host, although there's not really very many of them, then that might be worth it. But it's just yet another example of all of these pay to play kind of tools. And I really, really hate it. And if I held out longer, I did for a while. There was a while that I was like, on principle, I'm not joining this. And I finally caved. So I'm not even a good example of that. Muhammad says, wow, Carrie, I, without any reason, keep visiting your, okay. Nope, we're not. Nope. Thank you. Happy Sunday, says Darsh. Hello. Loving your newsletter. Oh yeah. Okay. Darsh, you gave me the ends. So we're going to talk about it. You guys, something so exciting happened yesterday, and this is separate from what this video is supposed to be about. I know we're talking about Fiverr tips and freelancing and mindset, whatever, but this is freelancing because this is an entrepreneurial venture that I had started myself. I decided creatively I wanted to do, and I have followed through, and I'm so excited. And okay, so yesterday, something very, very, very exciting came. I got the first ever print copy of my book. And can we just talk about how beautiful this baby is? And I know that there's a giant watermark on it because it's like the proof copy. But oh my God, I'm in love. This is an actual book. This is a book. If you like, this is a book. And so I'm so excited. And I can't even get over it. And so this is ahead of the game here because the book is available for pre-order on December 10th. And January 10th is when it's actually going to publish. And I'm going to publish it in paperback as such. I actually think it's going to have a glossy cover, not a matte cover. I know it's going to have a glossy cover, actually. This was a little bit of a mistake when I ordered it. But anyway, it will be on paperback, an ebook, and audiobook. I'm going to record an audiobook as well because I am an avid audiobook listener and I love Audible and I want everyone to have access to that. Just like my favorite way to listen to a book. So excited. So at carriefrenchauthor.com, you can sign up for my newsletter. It's my Carrie's Book Club. I'm sending out information about the book. This has nothing to do with freelancing. This is a dystopian sci-fi book. It was an idea I had in a dream last October, a year ago. I had a dream about this world, this utopia society where everyone can find mild contentment in the lifestyle of their choice. In my dream, it was just kind of like concept that I had run into this character, and there was like no social stigma about the fact that they were lazy, or that like they, what's it called, sloth or whatever. There's another word for it I can't think of. Anyway, because that was the lifestyle of their choice. Like whatever makes you happy is like where you belong, you know, and that society in a true utopia has all of these broad, the diversity of joy. Your place is there somewhere, and that you can go find it. You can go live in it. But in order to keep that stable harmony, as it's called in the book, for everyone has to give up a little bit. So there's a 20-point contentment scale, and everyone is guaranteed 17 points of contentment. You're not overwhelmingly enjoyed all the time. You're not euphoric, but you have to give up those 3 points with something else to kind of balance the scales. And in this utopia where every single person is guaranteed happiness, our main character struggles to find his place and decide where he really is happiest. And some decisions in his life maybe have lifelong consequences that then he has to deal with. So yes, please join my newsletter. Darsh just said it's awesome, which it is. It's information about the book. It's some of my favorite book recommendations. It's all sorts of stuff like that. And I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited about it. And my poor husband has just only heard about book stuff since I wrote it in February or March or April or whenever I did. And it takes up my whole brain. And I'm so excited. And I just can't wait to do that. So how to join my newsletter, says Mohammed. It is at carriefrenchauthor.com. You will find the first little fill out form. It says join Carrie's book club. And that's how you join. And I would love to have you on it, and you'll get some content. And it's, again, about the book. It's not about freelancing, but I think you're going to love it. I think everyone's going to love it. And I know that you're not supposed to say that because not everyone's going to love everything, but it's a damn good book, you guys. It's going to be good. Mandy says, congrats on your book. I'm so excited. You can also follow me on Instagram at Carrie French Author. Same deal. I'm so excited. Okay. Back to the questions. Oh, wait, we got one more thing. Kayla says, this is super interesting and a great concept for a book. Yes, thank you. And Gemax says it's like a Hunger Games dystopia. Well, like Hunger Games is dystopian, but there's no like killing people. I mean, little spoiler. There's this thing called eviction where you are evicted from society. You die. But there's no like murder. It's not violent in any sense. It's not like an action novel. But there is the threat of the end of your life and what that means and what comes next. And are we reincarnated souls? There's a little bit of that question there too, but you'll get it when you read the book. Okay. Akib says, do we get our Fiverr level upgraded after completing the required tasks on the evaluation period only? This has changed recently, and I don't honestly know for absolutely sure, but I'm pretty sure. If it's an automated thing, then yeah, whenever your evaluation period comes up, then if you've met the requirements for, getting from level 1 to level 2 or whatever, I'm pretty sure that just happens automatically, but I don't remember because it's been years. And that automated time evaluation system thing didn't exist when I did it. So just check like Fiverr's, help hub or whatever. They might have an answer there. Sakim asks, what if you meet a buyer who wants to hire you as his rental manager, but you are selling graphic design services? Is it okay to start working on this project? Why would you do that? If that sounds sketchy, A. B, is that a skill you have? Is that something you want to do? You can just tell them no. And C, okay, let's say, yes, you are a rental manager and you want to run this. You can create custom offers for people. I'm pretty sure I just responded to your question actually in a comment this morning. So yeah, with any custom offer, you can say, hey, I can do this for you, but that project is technically outside of the scope of what I offer in my packages. So here's what we've decided, custom offer, right? You can send that to them and the offer will be what you discussed, but that custom offer has to run through a gig. So like if I create a custom offer, I have to choose, is that going to be a website content gig? Is that going to be my email writing gig, descriptions, whatever? And so if you have something totally out of left field that doesn't fit anything, that might be just like confusing for them. But that's up to you. That would be a dangerous game to play, I think. Aditya said, I got my first order and a 5-star review on Fiverr. What now? Congrats. That's exciting. Keep up the good work. You're going to get more orders, hopefully. Don't sit on your laurels and just assume it's going to go the right direction. But it might, and that would be really exciting. Ayub says, hi, Carrie. I am now 1 month in the Fiverr platform and I have sold 2 gigs. My conversion rate is generally 1%, meaning if I had 100% impressions, I have 1 order, but this number seems pretty low. It's not, honestly. I think I mentioned last week, and I don't remember the details because my memory is so bad. Reminder, side note, story in a sec. 1% is like a decent, normal, whatchamacallit, conversion rate. Also, just a note from what you said, there's another metric in the middle. So you have impressions and then you have clicks. And then I would also add messages, even though that's not included in anything that Fiverr tracks. And then you have orders. So getting from impressions to clicks, that would be more than 1%, hopefully. From clicks to messages, maybe ideally you're looking for like a 10%, 6%. And then from that to orders, ultimately a 1% rate seems pretty normal. Okay, this is a silly story, but this morning I woke up and my alarm went off saying, you know, your live stream is going to happen, wake up. And I checked my phone to check and see if anyone was waiting in the chat or whatever. And in my YouTube app, it didn't show this live stream event. And I was like, Carrie, you idiot. Did you really forget to make the event for this thing? Like, goddamn. And so I was like, can I make the event and like set it up in the 30 minutes that I have before this starts? And I was like, okay, I ran downstairs, got my computer. I started to do it. I was like, oh, so mad at myself. And then as I sat down to do this, I was like, wait, I already made the event. Duh, it's already here. It just didn't show up in my app for whatever reason. And I have the absolute worst memory on the planet. And so I don't even remember if I've done stuff. Like I don't remember what day I set up this event, but Carrie of the past is always so trustworthy and Carrie of the past has it figured out. And so I can almost always trust that if I wrote it down in my planner, Carrie of the past got to it, Carrie of the past checked off, Carrie of the past did whatever she was supposed to do, and that Carrie of the present is not going to know. And Carrie of the present is not as reliable. But for whatever reason, Carrie of the past has got it figured out. That is my stupid story for this morning. The nugget of advice in there, hidden inside, let's make this relevant, is to find a system that works for you and to just know how you function. And so for me, I know that I don't trust my memory right now. I don't trust that I will remember to do something. So I do things instantly. I write it down instantly. I'm a very kinesthetic person. So I will remember having written it down, or I will remember having checked it off. Or like, I remember seeing that there are 2 things in my planner today on Sunday, but I won't remember what they are. But I'll remember I saw 2 things. And like that for me is enough that then I can sometimes like brainstorm and figure out what it is. And so if you are like me, you got to build these systems in to like make yourself stay accountable and organized and on track. If that's not you, then you're not going to need this kind of structure and system, but you've just got to find what works for you, know how you work, and just like lean into it. And for me, Carrie of the past is how I find my success. Yoshi said, I'm a motion designer from Russia. Hey, welcome from Russia. Can I get advice from you on how to best promote my gigs on a clean new account? Yeah. So let's throw up the screen again here. This right here. How do I search my own videos? Oh, Can I not? Okay, apparently I can't in this video size. This right here, the ultimate Fiverr tutorial. Start there. That's your best guess. It goes step by step. Like I just mapped it out. Impressions to clicks to messages to orders, every step of the way. If you're not getting the amount of volume or engagement or whatever that you need, there's some problem, there's some tool, there's something to consider there. Every step of the way that you need to kind of outline and make work for you. And again, the other suggestion I have is one-on-one advising. If you're interested in advising with me, I can provide strategic, personalized advice. This generic stuff is only so helpful, and I can't always offer personalized advice because I don't know your personal situation. Sophie said, hey, are you still playing D&D? If so, what kind of character are you playing? I'm in my first campaign right now playing an orc barbarian, multi-classing as a druid. I am not playing D&D right now. COVID killed everything that was fun in my life. No, actually, I mentioned in a different video, a day in the life video, which might have been like 2 years ago now, geez, that I was in a campaign and I was playing with some friends. At the time, I was playing this is how bad my memory is, lizard thing. What was that called? A lizard folk monk, and it was actually sick. And my character's like trait was so annoying to everybody else, but I wanted to be super, super stealthy. And so literally I had like a +7 on my stealth rolls every single time. And I had like an invisibility cape, and I had incredible sleight of hand. And I had this like judgment, morality or whatever, that I didn't really care who owned something, that if I wanted it, like whoever got it first had a right to it, was kind of like my jam. And I wasn't extremely loyal to my party members. And so I was just constantly stealing stuff and like hiding, and it was so much fun. Linus the lizard folk monk was my character, and it was so much fun. We did a like virtual online campaign with some other friends for a bit, but that kind of fizzled out. And for that, I don't even remember what my character was. Oh, it was Linus again, I think, because I loved Linus so much. I'm pretty sure that I just played him again, which you're not like really supposed to do. But it was fun. I love Linus. He's my favorite character. If I could ever make a book with a character, like I want Linus to be a character. I think his outlook on the world is so fascinating and funny. I would not be writing a book about a lizard folk monk, but like, I don't know, I could see him transitioning into like a YA novel and being like, a freshman in high school and just having this like slightly clunky, off-center view of what the world, and he just doesn't quite fit in because like socially he doesn't have the same like track as everybody else, and he just wants to kind of be invisible, but he is secretly loyal if you like earn it. I don't know. That might be another book in the future that has absolutely nothing to do with this bad boy, and has absolutely nothing to do with my business, and has absolutely nothing to do with anything. But I've always loved that character that I came up with. Arslan says, hi, Carrie. My name is Arslan. I've been following you for quite some time. Thank you. That's nice. Sheriffesian says, how can you avoid writing some structured copies for different clients? I don't write with templates. I don't like the plagiarism content. I write every single thing I do as, custom content for that. I lean into the project. I lean into what sets it apart and makes it like different and special and exciting and engaging for me. And so I never have to worry about plagiarizing myself or anyone else, because the things that I write are so unique, are so different. And I love what I do. And so the actual writing process itself is what I love. Nothing about what I write is a cookie cutter template. And I very, very strongly encourage you to take the same approach. Ario says, is Fiverr the best platform you could recommend for someone trying to make freelancing a career? Yeah, I haven't tried other freelancing platforms. Come on. Oh my gosh, this is just slow. Because Fiverr works so well for me. And I think that actually, don't quote me on this, I think I've heard that Fiverr has higher per seller like profit success, like comparing Upwork to Fiverr. Upwork sellers make less money per year than Fiverr sellers do. And again, I think I heard that. I think I was doing an interview with a journalist and she promoted that statistic to me. I don't remember though, so don't quote me on it. But I think that is in line with how I see the platform functioning with, and I've mentioned this a couple times, I see it as Upwork, you are continually throwing your energy into pitching yourself for individual projects, and that bidding system, having to pitch on every project, has kind of a race to the bottom inherent in it. And that one thing I love about Fiverr, and that works so well for me and my business, is that once I get things set up and I have it running, I have it working, it has this snowball effect that I don't have to market myself at all. And that's not literally I don't have to like pay for ads, or I don't have to like, I don't know, market myself. You know what that means. But also I don't have to keep actively sourcing projects. I don't have to cold pitch myself to people. I don't have to constantly go through bids and like verify and vet if I'm interested or whatever. Like, people come to me based on what I confidently put out into the world. And I think that structure and process is so uplifting. And again, once it gets rolling and once you're doing it right, it really does roll and continue to go. And it's super, super successful for me. Again, this year, I think I'm on track to make more than $125,000, which would be my highest year ever. And that's just doing what I love and working online, which is just fantastic. Not going to guarantee that for everyone, obviously. I've worked really hard to build this over the years, but it's possible. Okay. Let's see. Hey, I've been on Fiverr for over 6 months and I have no orders. I also have 300 plus impressions in the past 30 days, 6 clicks. Is this bad? What do I do? Yeah, if you've been on the platform for 6 months and you're not getting any orders, you're at 6 clicks, that's bad. That means something's not working. And this, again, is where you're at. Start here, this whole series. The other thing is this playlist that I have right here. Don't start playing, please. But all of these videos, I put it in an order that kind of makes sense, I hope. And genuinely watch this playlist. It's new seller step-by-step advice. It goes through all these things I recommend. I talk about the same things over and over. But this right here is where you should start. You're not getting enough impressions. You're not getting enough clicks. Clearly, people aren't resonating with what you have to say. Clearly, your pitch, your packages are not competitive enough, or your professionalism that you're promoting isn't credible enough, or you're not getting enough, engagement from people caring to even click or talk to you in the first place. So yeah, something's not working. You need to fix it if you want it to be successful. Mr. Creative asked if I've ever sold NFT. I haven't. I barely understand what they are, to be honest. So no. Refreshing my gig, so I know it would cause to come back a bit late. So should I now not change anything and wait for the D-rank gig to come back? If so, how long might it take to come back? I don't know. And I always say this, and I will continue to say it, but just focus on clients. Like, the changes you make need to be client-centered, and think about people. So don't think about the algorithm. I mean, yes, you should be aware of it, and yes, you should like work within how it works. But if you're choosing keywords, it needs to be because that's what people are searching for, and people are describing your gig in a way that will get them from search to seeing results to finding you. That if you're changing your gig title, you're not doing it because the algorithm says you should, but you're doing it because a person will see something in that title that resonates with them or matches what they're looking for, or is trend specific to what they're after, and that is going to have more of an impact with a person. So over and over and over again, I'm just going to say, put people first. Mandy said, sorry to ask about plagiarism again. Okay. How and when do you cite sources if the info is too technical or jargon filled to rewrite in your own words? I think you can rewrite anything in your own words. So I do. I never, like, you can always do that. If it's like a statistic or something, I would do an in-text citation, although it's not like collegiate paper, MLA formatted, but it would be like just a link to the article itself. And it depends on the project you're doing. But like, if it was, according to a 2019 report by the World Health Organization, X% of Americans have diabetes or whatever. Like I would just do according to a 2019 report. You're quoting the time, you're quoting who said it, and then I would include a link on the World Health Organization that would link to the original article. That would be how I would do it. But honestly, I don't cite sources or like link stuff very often, unless it's necessary. And that's just like a personal choice. Oops, I wanted to click this one. Sophie, that's an awesome character. D&D would be a great way to generate the narrative for book. Yeah, it's genuinely, this Linus character like has stuck with me, and I love him. And I don't just randomly generate characters or like narratives, but he's one person that I've come up with. And through playing him, have just like got a really clear sense of like who he is and what pushes him. And he's fun. John says, hey, Carrie, sorry I'm late. That's okay. Honestly, it'll be recorded if you want to rewatch. I think as soon as I end the broadcast, you can rewatch the whole thing. And you can even do it on 2x speed if you want. Not sure if you mentioned anything about it, but do you plan to take some time off of freelancing after the baby? I plan to trim things back because obviously being a new mom is like my priority, but I don't plan on like taking total time off. I plan on kind of doing it like I've done vacations. Like maybe I'll trim it down from, I think I have 6 or 7 gigs right now. So maybe I'll go down to 3 or 4, like chop out some of the things I'm the least interested or is the least time, money equivalent. That's the wrong word, whatever. But the good news is also is that my husband, A, wants to be like a stay-at-home dad as much as possible. And B, he's a teacher and he has not taken sick leave in like the whole 6 years he's been teaching. And so he has stacked up a sizable paternity leave. And so once the baby is due in January, he's going to be home with me until like May. Like basically he's only going to have to teach like a month at the end of the school year. And then we have summer together. So I'm really, really excited for his support. And I think that given the flexibility of my schedule, I'll still be able to continue to work and do what I love. And we're going to see, how all of that lines out. Wimmy's World says, World says, made it due to a canceled appointment, bad weather. Sorry, your cancellation happened. Do you really do all the work yourself? Yes, I love what I do. I love what I write, and I want to do that. I want to write. I don't want to manage a team. I don't want to have to be a manager. I definitely don't want to have to deal with the sketchy side of outsourcing and all of the questionable ethics that go along with that in a lot of cases. And so, yeah, I do every single thing myself. My whole business is me, and I love what I do, and I continue to do it well. Who to become a better writer other than reading and writing a lot? I have not taken other writing courses. I don't read copywriting books. Just read and write a lot. Like that's your absolute best way to do what you do. And oh yeah, John, that's amazing. 2 parents at home will make it so much easier, especially for you to carry on freelancing. Yeah. And next year, his plan, I don't know what this is getting into a personal talk here, but that's okay. Next year, his plan is to be part-time. And if he can't get a part-time teaching job, he's going to just substitute teach, some days a week, maybe 2 days a week or whatever. And my income is now enough that it can fully support us by itself, but that feels like a little bit of like too much weight or like, and he loves teaching, like when it's a good setup and a good year. And so, we both want to continue working in some capacity, obviously, but time at home with the baby is also really important. All right, last question. Let's see. Is it going to be this one or is it going to be this one? Let's do this one. Okay. Chill Your Senses says, with increasing AI writing tools, is it true that dedicated writing jobs will be potentially obsolete? That is a massive hypothetical. I say that potentially, yeah, I think potentially every job will be obsolete. Potentially working in a minimum wage job will be obsolete. Potentially working in anything. I just said that. It's going to be a long road to get there. And I think that no matter what, even if that happens, and even if those AI tools continue to get better, which they will, hopefully, I mean, I think that's a good asset. No matter what, you're going to have people to do the creative input, the oversight, and that ultimately a computer can only generate ideas that it has been told. And so right now, like my job is, like I mentioned, I research, I collect all of that information, and I am the one creatively putting that output. And I think that that creative output, the real original writing, is what sets me and people like me apart. And that's currently something that AI is completely off the track for. And I've done some videos about, AI generated content and just reading it. And some people, it's a little polarizing. I'll be honest. Some people are very AI pro and think I'm just being mean. But yeah, it's far off. And I'm definitely not worried about my job in this capacity at this time. But we'll see in the future how things progress. All right. Tom T is saying goodbye. I'm also saying goodbye. It's been a fun hour, you guys. I will see you next Sunday for whatever this is, chat time with Carrie, a live AMA, whatever. And last pitch here, let's go through my links. Pre-order my book. It is right here. This beauty at carriefrenchauthor.com. Join my waitlist. Pre-orders open December 10th. I'm so excited. If you want one-on-one advising with me, visit bit.ly/Carrieblogger consult. Again, that is personalized strategic advice that I can't give you the same, with just generic stuff. It needs to be a personal conversation, and that's what it is. If you want free resources, visit peachpay.me/Carrieblogger. I have tons of stuff there. There's also a paid freelancing guide if you're interested, and you can donate to my channel if you would like to support what I've got going on, if you find value in it. You can also see what I do at carrieblogger.com, see my portfolio, see my samples, see what I've got going on. So I have my business. And last thing is my writing course. If you want to take copywriting from me, that is at bit.ly/Carrieblogger course on Fiverr Learn. And I wish you all a lovely weekend. Thanks. Okay, bye.